Carrie Underwood had always been a beloved icon, a voice that could move mountains and a heart that could inspire millions. But what unfolded after one fateful performance shocked not only her fans but the entire nation. It wasn't just a performance. It was a moment that would challenge everything we thought we knew about her and about the power of public perception. What really happened that night? And how did Carrie fight back? Stay with me, because this is a story you won't forget. The night was picture perfect. The Capitol building stood tall, its gleaming dome reflecting the hope and pride of the occasion. Carrie was set to perform the national anthem at the swearing-in ceremony of a newly elected official, a performance meant to bring people together, to remind them of what truly matters. As she stepped onto the stage, dressed in an elegant white gown, the crowd fell silent. The air was thick with anticipation. Every eye was on her. But what Carrie didn't know was that this performance, one she had poured her heart and soul into, was about to become the most controversial moment of her career. The first notes of the anthem rang out, and Carrie's voice filled the air. It wasn't just a song, it was an emotional journey. Her voice carried hope, resilience, and a message of unity. The crowd stood in awe, many with tears in their eyes. For a moment, it felt like the world had stopped to listen. But behind the applause and admiration, something else was brewing, something Carrie couldn't have foreseen. The next morning, the headlines weren't what Carrie had hoped for. Instead of celebrating her performance, they were tearing it apart. Carrie Underwood's anthem, a political statement in disguise? Underwood's dress sparks controversy, hidden symbolism or coincidence? Carrie's choice of attire, a simple white dress meant to symbolize purity and unity, was labeled as a calculated political move. Critics claimed it was too stark and too deliberate. Even her heartfelt rendition of the anthem was under scrutiny. A slight change in the arrangement, a note she had added to convey the struggles of the nation, was twisted into accusations of a veiled critique of the administration. And then there was the handshake, a brief, polite exchange between Carrie and the newly elected official. In the hands of her critics, it became a smoking gun, proof of her supposed allegiance to controversial policies. On social media, the firestorm was even worse. Hashtags like Carrie Controversy and Divide by Song trended for days. Comments poured in by the thousands, each one sharper than the last. I never thought she'd stoop so low. She's just another celebrity pushing an agenda. The backlash wasn't just public, it was deeply personal. And for someone like Carrie, who had built her career on authenticity and kindness, it was devastating. At first, Carrie tried to stay silent. She thought, this will pass. People will see the truth, but as the days turned into weeks, the criticism didn't fade, it grew louder. Prominent TV hosts joined the fray, dissecting her performance and questioning her motives. Some even went as far as accusing her of using the stage for personal gain. Behind the scenes, Carrie was falling apart. She had always been a private person, someone who preferred to let her music do the talking. Now, her silence was being interpreted as guilt, as if she had something to hide. Late at night, in the quiet of her home, Carrie would read the comments, each one cutting deeper than the last. She started questioning everything. Did I make a mistake? She whispered to her husband, Mike, one evening. Did I misread what people wanted from me? Mike held her close, his voice steady but filled with concern. Carrie, you didn't do anything wrong. You gave them your heart. They just don't know how to handle it. But even his words couldn't silence the doubt growing in her mind. One night, unable to sleep, Carrie found herself sitting at the piano. The house was silent, but her thoughts were deafening. She began to play, her fingers finding the keys instinctively. A melody emerged, haunting, raw, and full of emotion. As the music filled the room, so did the words she had been holding back. They spoke of betrayal, of feeling misunderstood, of the pain of being judged for simply being yourself. But they also spoke of resilience, of finding strength in the darkest moments. Carrie didn't stop until the song was complete. When she finally lifted her hands from the keys, she felt something she hadn't felt in weeks: clarity. The song, titled "Through It All," became her way of reclaiming her voice. When she released it, the world was stunned. It wasn't just a song, it was a story, a raw, unfiltered look into the pain she had endured and the strength she had found to rise above it. Fans who had doubted her now rallied behind her, sharing their own stories of resilience and redemption. The song climbed the charts, not because it was catchy but because it was real. It was a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming criticism, it's possible to stand tall and stay true to yourself. But Carrie didn't stop there. She used her platform to start a conversation, not about politics, but about kindness, about empathy, about seeing each other as human beings first. She spoke openly about the cost of public scrutiny, about the importance of standing up for what you believe in, even when it feels like the world is against you. Carrie's journey wasn't just about a performance. It was about survival. It was about finding light in the darkness and using that light to guide others. As she stood on stage once again, performing "Through It All" to a sold-out crowd, the audience erupted in applause. But this time, it wasn't just applause for her talent, it was applause for her courage, for her strength, for her ability to rise above it all. And as Carrie's voice filled the air once more, it carried a message no one could ignore: even when the world tries to silence you, your voice can still change everything.